Twice a year, New York Disaster Interfaith Services and the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene host a preparedness training conference for New York City faith leaders. This spring's summit is focusing on 3 topics: continuity of operations planning, risk communication, and active shooter in a house of worship. The goal is to help build citywide resilience among our houses of worship and other faith-based organizations. So we're grateful for the partnership of the Health Department, New York City Emergency Management, Islamic Relief USA, the Salvation Army, NYPD, for helping to educate, train, and support faith leaders as they try to build a more resilient city.
You are here today to receive instruction on how our houses of worship can be prepared in the event of a disaster, an active shooter situation, or similar scenario. We need each other. Just as a body is made up of many parts, so our response will be made up of many parts. And each of us is needed to save lives.
This morning we did a risk communications exercise where participants were able to receive an emergency notification to their cell phones, and then we talked through what it would look like for them. To do that, we utilized our How Alert system, which is a free risk communications messaging tool that we utilize to send information out to faith leaders in New York City. So it can go to clergy, lay leadership, security personnel, all of congregations and faith-based organizations to remain informed about events that are happening in New York City. So we think it's important to equip them with the skills and teach them best practices so that they can continue to inform their community. And then in the afternoons, participants did workshops where they were able to apply their knowledge in a tabletop exercise and talk about different scenarios and how it would affect aspects of their continuity of operations plan.
A COOP, which is a continuity of operation plan. Just having that available for your house of worship, for your organization, goes a very long way, because it's not only isolated to disaster incidents, it could be isolated to any incidents. For a fire, for example, where your community or your organization or your congregation needs to move out. And so having that plan in place will help you kind of maintain a consistent operation for your house of worship or for your organization.
New York City's faith sector is the backbone at the neighborhood level of all communities. This is where we come together to worship, have community life. Because the public relies on those institutions and because congregations rely upon them, we want to make sure their leaders are prepared to lead in times of crisis.
People go back to their organizations with these templates and they will start or the development of these plans, and also they will improve on the plans that they currently have, taking into account the specific needs of their organizations.
It's so important for us to learn about anything that deals with safety, anything that deals with recovery, and I think that who has the best training for faith leaders than NYDIS?
We really, as people of faith, as the faith community, as houses of worship, we are in communities and we are essential, critical to the overall long-term recovery of people after disasters in mind, body, and spirit.
Communication is key. We know that throughout the United States, faith leaders are some of the most trusted community leaders. They're critical to saving lives and protecting property, as well as keeping American families and institutions of the faith sector resilient. If you'd like to learn more information, you can go to www.nydis.org.